Hello there and welcome back to Inner Sanctum, the place where I'll show you all my tricks. I'll pull them off live right in front of you. Today we're coming back to Bitwig Studio. This is the continuation of this project that we have been working on for the last few weeks now. It's the first time we do it here in the channel, so it's been kind of a first-time experience of some sorts for certain people. Talking about you, Tiago Mini, the Stone and Brave, and I've got to be same time beautiful. Look at that.
Hello, Gordon Boys. How's it going? Very glad to be back, as you can see, and it's great to have you here as well. And yeah, so we're hitting Bitwig once again, I suppose, yeah?
With Bet, do you think this is different from what you have seen before? Are you getting kind of familiar with it now that you have seen it in action for a while?
You mean the Bitwig?
Yes.
Yes, it's completely different. It's well, worlds apart actually. It's its very own thing, and I like how it has a personality and it has a tendency to take your music different places. I think that's the charm, really, is being able to find the proper tool for the job when it comes to knowing the let's say you have a vision for a song, you will have a particular tool that's gonna suit that vision better.
Yep.
And I can definitely see how Bitwig can suit quite a lot of applications.
Yes. Yep. So let's begin. Here we go. Welcome back to Bitwig Studio. Girls and boys, in front of us we got the project that we're gonna use to keep developing this track. As usual, we're going to listen to the track, or at least to what we got so far, because it's not necessarily a song yet, but it's starting to get there. So let's begin. Here we go. So what do you think so far?
Look, I think we're not quite there yet in order to call it a song, but I like the fact that it already has a very particular vibe about it. It has motion. It's already kind of dancey. The rhythm is interesting. The underlying pad, which is basically the soul of the song here, has a very atmospheric, moody,
Textured.
and it has a personality already. That's what I mean by it.
Yes.
And even though it's still kind of in
The making.
in process, yes.
Yeah. Structurally speaking, we got some musical phrases now that could be considered harmonical, no, musical, for lack of a better term, because the track is starting to sound a little bit like a song. For example, let me show you. We got clearly an introduction, which is kind of okay. I'm not necessarily speaking disappointed with it, but I would like it to be a little bit more exciting. We are going to work on it. We got a particular section that I would consider to be the first verse. Let me show you. I'm going to cycle this section because one thing, it's cycled by accident. I realized that it was cycling at the beginning of this live stream, and then I turned it off. But let's see. Check this out. We got these three sections. We got here. We got this section here. This is phrase 1, phrase 2, and phrase 3. See what happens. The playhead. You can see where I'm going with this or not?
Yeah, there's a progression. There's a
Yeah, but it's way too abrupt. It's happening way too soon. I am not feeling that the song is developing. because I can feel that I clearly did, because I know what I did. I was just testing the waters by throwing the different musical phrases that I wrote here in the other side, the clip launcher. Clip launcher? The clip launcher. Okay, thank you. Since I wanted just to see how my drums pattern would behave with my clips, I just threw the progression in a sequence. Now, what I'm gonna do? Let's begin. I'm gonna be selecting this whole section here. I'm gonna cut it. Yeah, it's that, but I'm gonna bring it back. So now, as you can see, now it's basically sections. So we would be able to move them like this. Now, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna cut this region here. This section in particular, I'm gonna copy. And let's put it exactly here. But I'm gonna duplicate this particular musical phrase. And I'm gonna do something similar here as well. I'm gonna make doubles of these, basically speaking. So, holding Alt and moving. Just like in Logic, but this is not correct. That's correct. Now let's see. My objective with this is creating the first verse of the track. I will see if it works. Look, even if I loop it, it would sound musical.
Yeah, it makes more sense now. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things about arranging the songs. Try to make. We were discussing this a few days ago. There is something symmetry. It's something that applies to basically everything within life. There is beauty in symmetry, and it's very important when it comes to writing music to capitalize on the correct use and never over abuse the use of the concept of symmetry, which stands for having a symmetrical or proportional representation of the sections of any track in a proportional fashion, which is based in aesthetics. That's why it's proportional, because aesthetics is one of many things that makes something aesthetically pleasing is balance and proportionality. That's why it's important to have this kind of a continuity or cycles, if you wish, because if you think about it, every song that you have heard in your life is kind of symmetrical. The good ones.
Yep.
There is some element of symmetry in it, because when I said abusing, it's because you can clearly just repeat yourself into oblivion, making whatever you're doing sound boring. So that's where the beauty and the difficulty that comes with writing music comes in.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing about the symmetry, I need a crash here. Let's add it. This guy is using the. Let me confirm. It's using operator if I recall correctly. Yeah, I'm feeling on it. So let's do the automation here. So I'm gonna do it. Boop. Get ready. Automation. Yeah. Thank you. Here we go. And let's do it from the top. That way I'm gonna be able to drop the automations correctly. Sorry.
Yeah.
I overdid it. Let's do it again. Because there was some accident here with the bass line. I don't know if you could hear it.
Yeah. I
Kinda
didn't
triggered.
point it, but I could hear the
It triggered twice. Let's see why. Because we got probably a problem here with the region. The copy of the region. Yeah, there is another section. The next one. Yeah. Because there was that issue when I copied the other section. Is that. Okay, let's do it again. Here we go. Let's get this guy arm 4. Recording the field. Here we go. Sorry. Look, it was already here. The automation. Middle, no, mixer. Let's do it again. We'll do it from here. That was a spot, sorry. Done, there it is. Perfect. Now let's see. Oh, shirt. Sorry. The thing with going live, I forgot to turn on the recording. Done. Let's confirm. What the hell? I'll close it again. What's wrong with this guy? Let's check the automation area here. Track. Well, we'll deal with that later. Because I think it's gonna be safe somewhere. Whatever. I don't wanna waste our time. Here it is. Yeah, my mistake was looking for that particular button on the track. Okay, so whenever you do this kind of field thing, it's always going to be recorded in the master track because it's actually applying to the whole track. Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Let me find my spot again, and this is going to be the moment of truth. Here we go.
There.
There it is.
There it
Done.
is.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now we're done. Let's keep moving. Okay, now we got this kind of symmetrical pattern. I like it, but I don't know about you, but the bass line, not the groovy one, not the bass, not the actual electric bass, but the synthesizer playing the bass, kind of just static. Is this guy? Look. It's Mariana. With this guy, but let's go to the devices. How about if we add a little bit of arpeggiation? Some arpeggiator playing the notes here. I'm gonna apply it or insert it by going on the device section, and over here, depending on where you click, the inspector is gonna show you the different devices that you can insert on each of the different options or the positions. Why? Here is stuff that will apply to wherever you have in front of it, which would be in this case a virtual instrument. That's why instead of showing you devices such as a compressor or distortion, it's showing you MIDI related stuff. If you click here, it goes straight into the distortions and modulations of modulation effects. Okay,
Yes.
because it knows where you are. It's actually very very cool. So in this case, let's add something not that complex. Let's go for the traditional preator. And one thing, if you have live preview, you would be able to move stuff around inside of the plugin that you're about to insert without it being actually being inserted.
Okay, that's badass.
So you can actually test the stuff around without having to ruin your mix.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. In this case, I'm gonna stick around with it. So let's see. Now it should sound completely different. Extremely cool, right? But it's super loud. It went louder. Why? Because if we take a look at Mariana, our synthesizer has plenty of attack at the beginning, so it's powerful at the beginning. Let me go to the. We're doing with the oscillator. Let me check my amplitude. Yes, the attack is quite pronounced. So of course it's gonna have plenty of volume because it's now re-triggering the notes.
Yeah.
Because that's why you put it before. It's like if I were to be with my own hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So in this case, it's done by the computer. I don't want to mess around with the sound of the effect or the instrument in this case. So I'm gonna simply lower the volume with the fader. Let's do it. Sitting correctly in the mix now.
Yep, and quite a lot more motion.
Motion.
Yeah.
But I feel that it's a little bit dull. So let's add a little bit of extra notes. Here in this section, we have control over the arpeggiator. Depending on what we do here, for example, if I take one of these faders, upwards or downwards, this is moving or changing the pitch of the note being triggered by this step,
Okay.
based on the note you selected on your MIDI sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in this case, we're rocking this particular note, which is C, C3. How imaginative. But if I push it, let's say, I don't know, like a sixth, look what happens. Play it. That is kind of musical, right? Let's begin. I'm gonna play around with this particular section, our phrase, which is the verse, and let's see. This is based on the position or on the intervals. Okay, so if you go 12, would be the octave. Let's see if it works, and in this position it might work. Let's see. How about that?
Okay, cool.
Now, still, I feel that it's a little bit too in your face, kind of way too obvious. Because even though we're getting motion, it's quite mechanical. How about if we start to dock it in accord to the music?
Okay.
You can do it, of course, by using sidechain. Could you introduce to the people what sidechain stands for?
So hopefully I'm not gonna say something dumb.
Well,
But
we will see.
no, the what I know for sidechain is basically you're gonna make one particular plugin
Great again.
great again, but also you're gonna get one element. Let's call it the arpeggiator this time around, and it's gonna be responding to something else. You're gonna make it respond to something else that you're gonna find in your mix. I don't know what you're gonna actually use to sidechain to this time around. What are you planning on sidechain it to?
Okay. That was kind of half-assed.
Yeah, it
but
was.
I'm gonna try to help because I can see that you understand the principle, but you couldn't explain it with words, because words are hard. So no. Look, what sidechain stands for is basically speaking, you're gonna select let's say a compressor, and instead of using the signal coming in from the source, from the instrument that you're applying that compressor to, it's gonna be using an external signal, the sidechain, to trigger its compression circuit, but it will be affecting the signal that you inserted the compressor on.
That's exactly what I said.
Totally.
Yeah.
Exactly, word by word. Well done, Theo. Excellent. Look at that, Andrew Schweppes. So, let's do it. This is the moment in which you would have to put that particular plugin after your Mariana, in this case, your instrument. I'm going to put it here. Here's the big one. Not the big one. It's kind of stupid, but you'll see. When it comes to Bitwig built-in devices, plugins, it has plenty of compressors. But guess what? No sidechain.
Okay.
Why? Because you got that was kind of a lame introduction. Dynamics. Where the hell is dynamics? Here it is. Dynamics. And look, oh and behold. There is.
So that's your sidechain.
That's your sidechain.
Okay.
Okay, so let's put it on. There it is. Now, in this case, you go here, click, and then you will select wherever you want to use as your sidechain. You could use, in this case, even my own voice to affect the in this case, the arpeggiator.
Which will be stupid, but you
It
can.
could be stupid, but it could be actually very, very musical. Think about this. Right now, my voice is not being recorded. It's actually just going through Bitwig and then it's outputted to the software we use for live streaming. But mind this. Let's say that you have a synthesizer and playing a pad or the texture we're using, the ambience we created first. And you have a sidechain to it. You could manipulate, for example, how loud the amplitude of the pad is with your vocals while the track is playing, without having to record your vocals, turning your voice into a control for the instrument.
That's actually pretty cool.
Badass, right?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a stupid thing. It could be, and chances are it might be, in this case. But in this case, since I want to commit to it and I want to record it, I could do it, but there is no point because every time that I press play, I will have to do my performance again, and I don't have the time to do that. So I'm going to be using a drum, one of the elements of my drum kits, because I have to remember.
Can I just ask for a favor? Can you minimize the arpeggiator if you're not going to use it right now?
I got it, yeah, thank you. Perfect,
Yes,
there it is.
better.
You're correct. Excellent. Now, going back to this, good call. Here is showing me the different tracks that are at my disposal for the sidechain to take effect. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go for my kick drum, because that's the traditional thing to do, right? But look at this. It's giving me all sorts of options. You got drum, pre, and post. Important once we get to a later station. Then we got drum machine out. Yeah, but I want to use drum machine chains. Wow! What is this? The individual elements of that particular drum machine are already ready for me to be used as independent tracks.
Okay.
That's badass.
Very cool.
That's
Yeah,
excellent because everything is, if it can go multi-output, it goes multi-output.
And it's by default. It already
By
does it by its own magic.
Man,
That's actually beautiful.
do you use multi-output instruments?
Yes. I was using it a few minutes ago.
How often? Basically every freaking day, right? Because
Yeah.
when you're working with drum patterns using MIDI, it's full on multi-output. Because how can you mix it if everything is blended in as a stereo pair?
Yeah.
In this case, it's excellent. Okay, so let's do it. I'm gonna select my kick drum. And once again, kick out or compressor out. What is that? I'm not gonna tell you yet. So let's select kick out.
Your
And
secrets.
yeah. And let's see. How sentient of mine. So let's see. Here we go. It's doing nothing. What? Of course.
So much fuss.
So much fuss about it and nothing happened. Look, no ratio. Of course. So let's do it. There's an accident here as well. Let's see. Why do we got that thing going? They're clashing here. Good Davy clashing. Let's see why. It's not that is not being triggered. Why is that? Let's see. Let's see. Wherever what that was, no problem. We can always fix it like this. That's it. But that wasn't the. I did it in the wrong. Okay, got it. Now let's see. Right now, my compressor is reacting to the sound of the kick drum, and it's docking, applying the compression, to the arpeggiator based on the kicks. And you can say, why don't you use a gate instead? Because that's a much more traditional approach to that particular technique. Because with the gate, with the compressor, I can actually just dock down the right amount of volume rather than just getting it out of the signal every time the kick hits. And also, I can play around with the attack and the release, which is actually quite cool. You'll see. Right now we're going to change to RMS because in my experience using Bitwig, this is the one that allows for a better result when it comes to this. Because RMS, as it says over here, is slower and follows the body of the signal coming in, the sidechain. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
You'll see the difference. Right now it's pick. It feels a little bit ballsier.
Yeah, and more organic.
Wherever that body means, I get it, I could hear it.
Yeah.
Now, let's play around with this, with the attack and the release. And this is actually quite cool because in other DAWs, looking at your logic, if I solo the said so. No, it's because because this is I did it following the pattern coming from the kick drum, and since the kick drum is playing a four to the floor, it will. But now let's see if it fits correctly in context. Wait, damn it. Badass. Love it.
Of course.
Now, I feel that we can do something fun in this section. So I'm gonna cut it again. It's not that I'm not fond of knives. Let's go for it. Get the appropriate tool. Here it is. Make sure there is what the right section. Perfect. Bam. Ugh. Should have cut. There it is. And let's drop it probably somewhere here. Bam. I think we could do something fun with this Mariana. And copying probably the drum part number 1. But in this case, no kick. So let's mute them out. Thank you. Oh, look at that. It went for the accents.
Oh, that can be interesting.
That could be interesting. Yeah, but I don't want. I just want to do that here. This guy. Thank you. So all of them selected. Perfect. So die. So let's see. Ish. The cycle. Sorry about that.
Bruh.
And maybe let's see. Let's see how it flows. Yeah, I would extend it all the way here. This bar, maybe this guy as well. And
Probably bring in the drum fill that you have there. The
good idea. That's about it. No, it's not a bad idea. That's actually potential for this drum fill. Let's use it. Copy. Drop on. Oh, here we go. Wrong channel. There it is. Okay, and you know what? This is even not needed. I'm gonna extend. That's better. Extend the goddamn region. No. There is perfect. Okay, and we could even try something fun like what could be fun? Like a filter on both the baseline and Mariana. Let's try it first with Mariana. How to do it easy. We're gonna use the built-in badass filter that Mariana has to offer. So here we go. Oh, sorry, Mariana, thank you. Take your time. There it is. Let's see. I'm gonna select the area I wanna loop. Whoop. There it is. And now let's find the freaking the cutoff. Here it is. Okay. Okay. So now, damn it, wrong button because we're gonna use the UC1, the UF8, to control this bad boy. Let's find it because I need to find low pass filter. Look at that, excellent. I love this about Bitwig. It's the last thing I clicked on the controller. On the
it throws it on top.
yeah,
Oh, that's very cool.
that's
very
excellent.
handy.
So I simply right click on it, then selected map to me the controller key. Thank you very much. Damn it, that's not the one. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna go to my MIDI layer on my controller, and then look at that. Isn't this awesome? So let's see. You know what would be cool? Doing the same to the bass with the same controller. Let's do it.
Same time.
Yes. Damn.
Somebody's getting excited.
Yeah, no, I clicked the wrong button. Okay, let's see. This is my bass. Okay, so let's add filter. Since we're going Moog, let's go Moog. Where's my MF filter? It is, man. Motherfucker. There it is, excellent. Look at that. So, let's see, because this guy has a little bit of drive. I'm gonna open the cutoff all the way to the top. Let's see how it sounds, because that way, as it is, it shouldn't be applying any form of filtering, but it might change the sound of the bass. Okay. It's because I had the bass in solo. I
Oh.
should get my microphone is not whatever. Solo safe is not on. Okay, whatever. No problem. Here is. Right now we're controlling this guy, so if it's not gonna allow me to do it, on logic you can. And here it seems that you cannot. No problem. Different controller. There it is. Perfect. We got two. But look at that, it actually did. Let's do it again. I'm gonna restart, reset. Let's go. Mount the controller. Here it is. So it should apply. It should be applying it to both. Let's play around. Yeah, but the difference is quite big in the positioning, so it won't work anyway. So let's do it with two different controllers,
One by one,
one by one,
like
No
the pagan
problem.
kings of old.
like the pagan kings of old. Let me make sure that this guy's being detected. Yeah, it is. So let's see. First, we're gonna set the controls for the bass, the bass line, the arpeggio. I even would go as far as to remove the, just keeping the the hi-hats. I remove the hi-hats on that particular pattern. Just keeping the accents and maybe the open. Let's see. No, not even that. Just just the slap, just the snare. And let's see, because now I want to see how it feels with the flow of the music. Here we go. Now, I think I'm gonna stick to the other phrase, the phrase that we were playing at the beginning, but not the beginning, in this particular section. Yeah, it goes out, extending the same note. There is a little bit of maximum here. Let's do it. There it goes all the way down here. Perfect, and we're gonna stick to this note. Perfect. There it is. And let's see. Yeah, and of course this guy is not the one we need. Is the one with the star. Now we're gonna get this guy again. Let's see. It might be fun having this silencer. Okay, and now I feel that the symmetry is not kicking correctly, so I'm gonna go back to the original section size, like this. I'm gonna make sure that it's fitting. fading, I said. And this is gonna be the tricky part. I put this guy here because we do need that section. Perfect. Look that it cut it correctly. Perfect. So let's say because I'm starting to get somewhere now. But I think I'm gonna use the MIDI again to turn on the effect, the Mooger Fogger. Why? Because I need it to be on that particular spot, but a particular position, so I can begin. Or I can leave it on and then cut it, but it's gonna be kind of. Let's do it. Let's see. I'm gonna even attempt to record the performance. Okay. So here we're feeling super daring. No, let me make sure first that I got the sound of my arpeggiator correct. Okay. Let's do it. Here we go. If it sucks, we can always go back in time. Here we go. Ish, the cycle. Here we go. Don't know. Let's bring this guy in, just using it as a reference.
I have something to go back to.
Yeah. I like it, but I don't love it. Because I like what it's attempting to do, but I think the execution sucked. So let's take a look at the automation lanes. Let's remove them. Let's do it again. And also under guy, Mariana. This is that's why I think I will have to add an automation to the Mooger Fogger. Because I want the effect to start at a particular point, so I could open up in a musical fashion. And the problem is that by doing it by hand, getting there at that particular point in a precise fashion is basically possible. So I can automate everything, so that's the point. So let's make sure that it's cycling. And let's see, first, let's find the sweet spot for the plugin. I'm gonna have it in front of us so we can see. There it is. That, I think, is going to be the one that works. Okay, let's see. Now, read from behind. Okay. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to have this guy going, and then I'm going to turn it on and off when the moment is right. Here we go. Okay, now it's time to play with the fader, with the knob. Yeah, but I'm gonna even record it because I think I know how I'm gonna do it. Here we go.
Yep, this one worked.
That one worked. Okay, now let's take a look from the top. Let's cycle, no cycle, perfect. So I've been making a fool out of myself. Enough. That's it. It's starting to sound like music now.
Yep, I like it. I just feel a dire need for crashes.
Yeah, we need crashes because in here we need to automate again the crash. And maybe this section I will duplicate it as well. So let me add the crashes now that we're at it. Let me just make sure where we got them. Once again, we're going to take a look at our master. So we will have two crashes, of course. That's the reason why. So I will add a crash here in the section that goes away and the reintroduction.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Here we go. No,
Okay.
way better, right?
Yep.
Way better. The crashes makes a difference. Okay, I think the automation lanes here. Perfect. Now let's see. We could add a little bit of extra layers because even though it's starting to feel not be easier, it doesn't feel compact enough, if that makes sense. Because this is the kind of music that even though it has to be kind of spacey, there has to be plenty of layers. Otherwise, it will feel a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, kind of empty.
Yeah, because it is to be minimalistic in the sound, not necessarily in the approach.
No, I get you.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So far, we got something going on that I am starting to enjoy, and it's a huge improvement over the beginning. Let's see. We can. How about if we add some vocals?
Okay.
I'm
Planning
gonna
on singing?
No, I've been singing the whole morning, so I'm not gonna do it today. Now let's add some. I'm gonna use a virtual instrument. Let's use once again Mega Sampler. Mega Sampler actually has a good chunk of good samplers. Hence the name. And it's actually where we got the bass from, if you remember.
Yes.
So first, let me make sure that you would be able to hear it on your end. Going now to some. So allegedly, you should be as soon as I get any sample loaded. So let's do it. Let's browse around. Vocals. Look. Which one is one like? Yeah, I have used some of the. Yeah, look, I have already used some of this library, but we can always use them again. Let's see.
So give me time and I'll be fine. Give me time, yeah.
Not bad.
Every day I don't know what I am. I don't know. I said I don't know.
Since the key of the song is allegedly C, we don't have any C here, but we can always resample, and that's the whole point. Because instead of using a real singer, I want to use a sample to create the textures that comes with the sampling.
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
This might be. Let's see. Let's try this guy. Okay. Going back. Start. No, sorry. Player.
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
It's matching the tempo, but instead of using that transposition that high, let's go.
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
Oh, let me see. Match shift.
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
Let's see. It's going to be triggered from the keyboard. Over here I have a MIDI keyboard too. Which one is it?
Take your
Sorry.
take your time and we'll be.
Okay, let's see. It's a little bit too fast, but we can always change the speed.
Take your take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are. Take your
Because how about
take your
time?
take your time.
Yeah. Let's try to do this. Okay, first let me create a take here, and it's gonna be C3, I think. Yeah. Let's see how long for the entire phrase to be played.
Take your time and we'll be fine.
Yeah, let's play the entire section.
Take your
I think it's gonna be
Twice as long as
yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
take your take your take your
Let's see.
take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
Right as it is. Let's bounce it. Bounce in place. Should we add? Let's try to see if we can make something fun, or a little bit more controlled to taste. We can first, of course, give it a try to Mega Sampler because it comes loaded with very cool effects. So let's say first, which one could we use? I think I'm gonna put the compressor. Effects change, and let's put it at the beginning. Let's see.
Take your time.
Of course, threshold first,
Take your time.
and ratio. See,
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know.
not bad. Make the attack faster, because I want to capture everything.
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
Let's add some distortion, just to crank up, just for fun,
Take your time.
of course. But let's remove the output. Let's balance it. Let's see.
Take your time and we'll be fine.
It's a little bit too much, because I want to just add a little bit of a hair.
Take your time and we'll be fine.
That sounds better.
Yep.
Without,
Take your time.
yeah, it's clear. The differences,
Take your time and we'll be fine.
particularly in the airy aspect of the sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, should we add chorus? No, I think that's enough, but probably a little bit of high end. A bit of air. See, somewhere, yeah. Let's see.
Take your time and we'll be fine.
Like it, but it's a little bit too much.
Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are. Take your time and we'll be fine. I know who you are.
Getting somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so now let's make the bouncing play. Rock. Oh, so good.
Very fast.
I love it, man. Now we don't need Mega Sampler. I don't play with you anymore. So, Toy Story reference. Okay. Now, let's go for the edit mode. Wait a minute. Yep, for edit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's see.
Take your time.
That's the first race. We should change the name of our channel to, this is gonna be, rename box. So let's say, and just for the sake of no annoyance, I'm gonna mute everything because I wanna work on this guy. First, finding the proper stuff, you know.
You me as well.
I did, oh yeah, thank you very much. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's see.
Take your time and we'll be fine. Take your
time. Okay, so we can actually make the splices. Okay, let's apply the onsets. There we are. Let's find them. Yeah, I think we got them correctly. So slice and fold. Let's see. Onsets, yes. Dracula. Yeah, perfect. So we got first section.
Take your time, take your time, and we'll be.
This is time. I think this is.
Take your time.
Yeah, this is time. So okay. Let's begin with the pitch. No, that's not necessarily good. I'm gonna put the entire phrase different.
Take your time.
Not bad, almost. So 7 is gonna be the right one.
Take your time, and we'll be fine.
Take your time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me see, how can I do this? Because I wanna make this section different in the way it behaves. So I'm gonna duplicate this guy, and then let's play around with this bad boy, because I wanna spread this out. I'm gonna just make this take your time. So this, I don't play with you anymore. Die. So let's play around with the tempo, and tell me if this is not awesome.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
actually very, very cool.
Impressive, right?
Yeah.
Take your
Look, take your. Let's even add it a little bit slower. Let's bring back the rest. Let's cut my door key right now. Let's see. Because you can even stretch it a little bit. We'll see. Probably here. A little less bad. No, snapping. Let's see. Yeah, give him a little more control. Probably there. No, over there. Almost. Kinda. Okay. Nice. Now let's see. I can stretch this guy, so we can make it a little bit. All this bar. Of course, that's too much, right? Bad. Let's see.
I can see what you're doing, but it's creating quite a lot of artifacts.
Artifacts, because I'm going a little bit bonkers with it. Yeah, and we can turn this into a phrase almost. Look, we can even repeat it. And let's play around with it. Let's add fun.
It's all about the fun.
It's all about the fun. Let's add shit tons of everything. How about delay? If I only spell it correctly.
If only.
If only. But that kind of delay. Let me think of one. What could be good? Yeah, of course. Ultra. Tap. Yes. Queen.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Are you familiar with this guy or not?
Ultra tap.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See what? Let's see what it does. Too much, but it's not
Yeah,
bad.
It's kind of ballistics, but I like where it's going.
Yeah, it's kind of getting somewhere, right?
Yeah.
What this guy does is creating all the way up to 64 repetitions of the sound, like delays, and sums them up in order to create this ridiculous quasi. It's not relay, it's not reverb, it's ultra tap. Because it's weird.
Yeah.
So let's play around with it. I'm gonna spread my wings. Change the taper. And should I chop it? Let's say. And sync it to tempo, please. And the Lorem is actually kind of reverby. So let's see. I'm gonna make it faster. Okay, let's see. So good, but it's too much.
Kind of crazy, but I like it.
Yes. Yeah, I just want it to be a little bit faster. Let's see. Somewhere. Not bad. Let's see. Okay, now let's make it fit in the mix. Because right now we're gonna mess. So let's go from the top and let's keep adding stuff. Here we go. I like that phrase at the end. There's one here. Let's see. Logic. The thing is that in Logic, when you do the marquee,
Yeah, you press it, it cuts already.
it cuts it. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's muscle memory. So again, it's not that I'm dorky. It's not. It's not. Also, it's not an excuse. The thing is that I use Logic, Luna, Harrison, Mixbus, and Bitwig and Machine. And at times, if I stick to one for long enough, my muscle memory gets to one. So yeah, it's kind of annoying, but let's see. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm gonna repeat that here, and let's see if we can get when the phrase changes. Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, because I think this section could be cool. Now, here we go, from the top. I like it. How about a little bit of reverb there?
Go for it.
Right after
Right after what?
the tap.
Ah, okay, on top of it all.
Let's try this art reverb. The hell. Well, let's see, because this is a chain. God damn. Okay, let's see.
That's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of nuts. Let's see. One time. Okay, let's see. You know what? I like the ultra tap that much that I even think that I'm gonna go full wet. The effects are so cool, the repetitions, rather than
Yeah.
preserving the sound of the vocals. Let's see. Starting to get scary.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is that now it's kind of like a weird instrument rather than vocals, but it's really very cool.
Yeah, that's the beauty of samples, man. Because look, I would, let's see, because I think we're going a little bit over time, but let me just finish this off because I'm gonna forget. Let's see. There's this section that I might change the pitch. The pitch. Let's try this guy in reverse. Then putting it here.
Also known as fuckery.
Yeah, it's we're in.
Yeah.
So you can swear now. Badass.
You know what would probably be cool? Automating the mix knobs on given points in time to show a little bit of the phrase. Kind of a...
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's test it. We got controllers. Let's do it. Let's see.
'Cause I'm liking on the most part having the mix knob all
Me
the
too,
way
me
to
too.
the
But at the
end.
beginning, the short phrases benefit with having a bit of the attack, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just F around, okay? I'm not gonna record. I should. Okay, first, let's see. That one works. Those I think it benefits a lot by having the source.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna F it up. So here we go. Unlike certain people, I don't like to swear. Right. Here we go. Wait. Let me make sure that I'm on the right channel. Here we go. I dropped the ball.
Yeah, there was another one there.
Yeah, because I got lost in the music, man.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. I'm starting to enjoy it.
Cool.
Now we got it. Now let me see, because I think I messed up these guys in a way that I don't like. It's too much art.
It's too artistic for you.
Okay, let's go from the top. Because I think we pushed the track super forward into the future. And let's see. And we will discuss what do we think about it once we're done with this. From the top. Wait. We got our pedal. How about if we do the pedal thing?
What are you talking about?
The Mooger Fogger
Oh, okay.
at the beginning. I think it would be fun. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, but I failed. Look, and I think this guy is way too early. Die. Let's do it again. Because just make sure that the automation is reset. The cutoff. Yeah, this. I don't have to do the whole thing. Easy, look at it. Easy peasy. Ah, so beautiful. Then, where's my pencil tool? Pencil. Ah, so good. And that's it. Oh, so good. Thank you very much. So, yeah. From the top. Now, from the right. Damn it. Christ. That one. Because pointer, thank you. From the top. Damn.
Okay, this is very cool actually.
It's very cool, right?
Yeah.
And look, somehow Palpatine returns. No, but somehow this thing with the Ultra Tap is creating all sorts of artifacts.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess,
It's
right?
a beautiful mess, yes.
Because it's actually the reverb, the artsy-fartsy reverb, it's actually reacting in wild ways when the Ultra Tap comes in. Because it's even creating some harmonics, some atmospheric elements that are, so
But it's
good.
very interesting sounding. It's very cool.
Yeah, and look, I even decided to remove the first, the robot sound at the beginning, because I like more the effect of the sample going through the ultra effects
Yeah.
rather than the sample itself,
Mm-hmm.
because what it's doing is way better. Maybe I will keep them where they are right now at the very end, the second half.
Yeah.
Because that could be beneficial. But look, show on the stream before we finish. This is clearly a section that we need to add a riser, a ramp up thing, for it to crash super hard and intense. Even maybe changing, using a different drum pattern for this section
Yeah, possibly, yes.
to add a little bit of momentum, or even adding probably a shaker or something like that, an extra layer of percussion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not forgetting our section here, which is basically the chorus. And this kind of style of music doesn't require, necessarily speaking, that much of a change, because this is more about the continuity, the vibe, the atmospheric elements, and how groovy the whole thing is. We could even apply a little bit of shuffle. We haven't done it yet. More on that later, next episode, because the shuffle will add a little bit of extra. What's the word I'm looking for? Humanization. That's the.
And like a swing.
It's like a swing. It's basically a swing, but that's applied to the entirety of the project.
Okay.
So yeah, and you can of course control the amount of swing by yourself. So it's very good, very cool. So yeah, I'm even thinking also show them this pattern. Remember that this is actually created here by this weird ass thing that we created a few weeks ago, which is creating this kind of rhythmical pattern, which is sort of randomized. But I'm thinking now that we applied the filter, I could once insert a filter, a master filter for the entire thing, for the entire drum machine, and blend it in and play it as an instrument, but once the track is finished, at least structurally speaking. You get me, right?
Yeah.
So we can add it in and out to taste. Also, I would like to have a tambourine, because you get me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing could be fantastic. No man, I'm getting kind of excited. This starts to sound badass, doesn't it?
Yeah, starting to shape up really nicely.
So now you saw even more of the magic that Bitwig has to offer. What do you think so far?
I love how, like, you are pushed in certain directions by how certain things are made easy.
Yeah.
Let's say the whole process of chopping
Splicing.
things up. This is something that, of course, you can do anywhere. But the way that it is prompted to you here is so simple, so intuitive, that you're prompted to do it more.
It's kind of like
and to play around with it.
it's kind of like if it's trying to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's pushing your hand in that direction.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice. I think it's one of the flavors that comes out of the dough itself.
Yeah, 100%. So you got it, girls and boys. This is super fun. When it comes to this production live streams, it's not as smooth as when we're mixing music, because mixing music is a little bit more controlled. Producing music, you're testing stuff, and most of the time you suck. That's why I try to have them in a quasi-orchestrated way. I kind of have some form of plan before going live. You can see my notes here. The things that I rarely stick to them. No, I actually did. I actually did, and I actually did. But I don't write that much, because I want you to see the creation process. Because I think that I have learned a trick or two, and also being able to see somebody working, it's always something that I find to be very beneficial to any musician, because you can see different approaches to the whole process of music creation that could expand your vision and the way you do and you create your own stuff just by watching somebody else doing it. So I try to keep it as real as sincere as possible, given the circumstances. So I hope you enjoy this. And if you have anything to ask me related to what I'm doing here, please feel free to do it. And yep, the last thing to be reminded is that, well, we are going to be doing this every week. You can find this channel by simply clicking on it. Make sure that you are subscribed and click the freaking notification bell, because otherwise subscribing means nothing. And like my words. So if that's your jam, please feel free to join this channel. But also, you can support this concept and this production effort by listening to music on Apple Music or Spotify, which has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. It's actually the total opposite. Or you can join Instagram and X, because that's the best way for you to get in touch with us on a much more personal basis. Now, as every single time we meet you, we gotta remind you that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember that there is a Discord server that you can join, where we talk about music that doesn't suck, in the description to this live stream underneath. Now, as every time we meet you, we remind you that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember that we'll see you when we see you.